Titan. Dan quit.
Hi, we're live again. I wonder if Maslin will come back. Oh, hi, Dan. Are you here?
Now you're being recorded.
Hello!
Hey, my computer crashed.
Again?
Be like that.
Welcome to the best time today.
I did some troubleshooting,
Yeah.
but I did try one thing that Micro Center recommended I do
Hola, wandering man.
What's that?
to change a setting in the BIOS, and I don't even know what the setting does. So that was interesting, but it didn't work. So I was like, okay, I'll change that, and then I'll see if it crashes, and if not, I'll contact again, and it still crashed, and faster than normal too. But yeah, but it turns back on really quick. If it only happened like every few days, it wouldn't be the worst possible thing, I guess. But it happens at least once a night.
Stars Riker, one of the finest
sorry.
made motor carriages
It's
ever.
okay. I just hope
Oldie
I can get
but
it
a goldie.
fixed or replaced or something. Who
Not
drives
many
these?
people outside
Do you have
Prague
a warranty on
and
it?
bulky frame,
Yeah, it's like a 1-year
heavy,
limited warranty.
hardy, looks like a tractor.
So
Yes, built like a tractor and used like one too in the Zemsk.
I would watch, but
countryside.
I'm in like full
Take note
baseball
of
mode
the
right now.
antler emblem, the
understandable.
symbol of the
We're
Stars
currently outside a
Riker,
workers' strike,
proudly born
and there's
to
scabs
honor its humble roots.
that are mad.
Aurora would be proud.
Estash Raiko KK2.
Who would be proud?
That's a classic model.
Sawamura,
Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
the main character of Diamond No Ace.
Thanks. I was so too afraid to ask.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zemsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the stars Raiko.
What happened last time, Kim?
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Jim's migrants saw Estash Raiko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Jim's community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction, 4,395, the fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
I could say, hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people were out at that. Who are the community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Kim, could our hanged man have been the driver of this car?
Could it be another Estash Raiko murder? You really should ask me to brief you on the case. But right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess the two aren't related.
Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job.
Yes, detective?
They should have left it baby blue.
You sure you're not Jimsk?
Oh, he smiled at
Yes,
us.
you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum.
We were supposed to ask him to
Yeah.
brief us on the case, by the way.
What do you want to know?
So let's finally do that.
Oh yeah?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious.
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the dock workers union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a piece, not just of the industrial harbor, but the Wild Pines Corporation itself.
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
Interesting.
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the Union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
Wait, so is this a strike or an attempted coup?
Strike, coup, revolution, it's brigandage, however you parse it.
What does brigandage mean?
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
Ooh, what's our opinion? We should ground the owners into fine paste and feed them to the pigs.
When I said we have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any say in them. I meant we should be careful. If we are not, the shit will blow right in our faces.
Workers'
From an
rights.
imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop off?
It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Thanks, Kim.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary, somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills.
Close your eyes.
The rows are endless.
Look for Precinct 41.
Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness.
Dang it. I thought I was on to something. So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
For some reason, I thought you had 104 solved cases.
Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
So you're still a good cop, right?
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus.
Really fresh.
Hey, Ethan, what's so special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe.
You know,
No one cares about
it
this
may not
place.
offer
They
a
care
lot,
about
and it
sports.
may be
Most of our colleagues don't
stinkhole
even know how
and
to
really
get here.
dirty,
Most
but
of the interchange
it's got
doesn't
heart.
exist.
I really appreciate that.
and the people that live here don't give up
That's good to
living.
know. That's good to know.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
I'm gonna leave why I was sent
The
unspecified.
silence carries.
Okay.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Okay. 83%. We're gonna get. Why did the 41st send me? Let's roll.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought
Just
of.
think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck up? Like as a joke.
I've considered it.
So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional.
How are you a
I
fuck
also
up? Don't
think
you have
it's
like a
somewhat
ton of solved cases?
Yeah, but I think then I became a drunk. I mean, we have amnesia from a 3-day bender.
I bet you really fell off and became a drunk because you killed someone and felt so guilty about it. You lost the heart
That
to
could
do a good job.
could
You
be the
lost
case.
heart of the
We have 3 confirmed kills.
Which is apparently pretty low for your district.
Hopefully we can figure out who we are, but I don't know. I feel like maybe you can fail at that.
I checked the record.
Oh, you
Well,
can?
This jurisdiction
Probably,
dispute,
unless it
who
just
polices Martinez,
is something that comes up in the main
reaches back
story.
to the 30s. It's
We'll
as
see.
old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
So you are their finest.
I am the finest of nothing.
Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you are old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Healed morale. Again.
Too bad the mailbox already did that.
Alright. Kim's very nice to us.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief, yes, that sounds
3
good.
days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security
This would have been good
guard
to know,
who
like,
was
a
found
few hours
hanged in
ago.
Martinez.
Mhm.
An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim
A
was?
security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the collar?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course, I understand everything
Just
now.
to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
I have all that I need for now.
Good.
I think you should know I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I really don't remember anything. There was drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
So what should I concentrate
Try
on?
work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Ooh, we just got a new task. Orientation. What's wrong with personal
Not a thing.
affairs?
It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants
Oh.
and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs.
I'm afraid this is a
Even
medical
you know
situation.
this.
Really? You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
I don't know what a Lazarus is. Can't wait for that. You seem to be following me. I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yes,
I
you.
don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncut material, if you say so yourself.
Glasses are cool.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
Oh, true. You don't look like other people around here. That's racist. Tell me a secret about yourself. Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Do you ever talk with
What
yourself?
do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So how do you tap the side of your
What?
head?
Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his familiar mnemotechnique
How do you tap the side of
A6
your
and
head?
idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet
He's talking
thorough.
about video game.
Prioritizes containers.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
That's funny, honestly. Do I have to look at this again? Who's this? Oh, we might pass this check now.
Even by the
We did.
standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he burn through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
A deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays. And purple. Philippian cocaine was purple.
Purple cocaine. He was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
Where is he buried now?
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution. when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the Coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the Communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
Brilliant.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely.
Art mystery.
Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time. Philip III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either.
Well, we got through that.
The small photo, no
Bam,
response.
bam,
Wait, she's
bam,
just a
bam. Oh, what's this? Money!
Whoa.
Whoa, we can buy the thing!
The rain jacket?
Yes. The rain jacket. I have to talk to this strike guy, though. Huh?
Can you take it back?
Like, return it?
Can you take a back?
Oh, that would be good.
We have a right to hold.
You here to fuck with us? We're here. Good. Besides, you're not. Might be time. I don't trust cops. Maybe you should ask.
I gotta
we
click
have.
through all this again.
Gotta get all the XP?
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. I know nothing of wood, but if
Right to work.
We are
pity,
Let
we were promised work. We'd be in there.
The physically impressive manpower has turned.
Alright. So, the question is, should we buy the raincoat?
You didn't answer the question. I asked you why you wanted the raincoat.
It gives +1 endurance.
What does the current jacket do?
+1 esprit de corps, which is cop knowledge.
Wow.
I think endurance could be a little more important.
I guess you can just switch it out.
True. How did I get over here?
Here's your video, Ethan.
I think this one is sick too.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't calling you out. I just think that one's sick too.
I didn't call you out though.
I didn't hear Sky. I just heard Chris.
That's right. I'm the streamer here. All right, we're gonna buy this raincoat.
You see several packaged.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'll put it on right now. Here we go. Fashion.
I think it's a very stylish raincoat.
The most important part of every game, the fashion.
And if it rains, I'm ready.
You see, it's already done raining.
Alright, time to talk to this person.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
I am the law. Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Wait, what if I want to buy a book?
Books, postcards, easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
feels inappropriate to lecture this
Don't
girl.
be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Hey now, I've already made up my mind.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Is it okay if I ask you some
Okay,
questions?
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold
I'm
because...
signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. I should have a word with the store owner, maybe.
Oh no, sir.
You
I'm
won't-
happy
you're not
to
gonna
help Mum by
dismantle the
luring in
flea market?
customers. Besides,
I'm not gonna
I've
ruin her
actually got a
bookshop.
vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Oh, you dismantle the free market. Don't ruin the bookshop.
We'll see if we can do that. Shouldn't you be at school or
I
something?
do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
I should look into
We
this.
can go into the bookstore and ask about the case. But I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
I want to play a board game.
Oh, can you play Kim in some board game?
That would be great, wouldn't it? How does this curse manifest
It does
itself?
not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Fine, I'll show you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is this crime
Crime
business?
fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Huh, what does a cop look like
Didn't
then?
mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head.
It's not the
Yes.
body that's important, it's the head.
Not head, child. Heads.
Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you gotta be a killer to catch the
Isn't
killer.
that very dangerous?
Policemen live and breathe danger.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What is
It's
romance?
the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
Like, is that all romance?
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written very well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about everyone being poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at
I
all?
haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Maybe I will.
I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious about?
That's enough
Maybe
romance
some
for
about other
me. Who are famous
Oh,
people?
kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous.
These famous people sound like a bunch of dorks.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything.
Never mind.
Okay.
You can stop calling me sir. I am but a working
No,
man.
sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice if you could say I could stop, though.
I get you. For example, I can't stop making this face.
That's a friendly enough face, most of the time.
That's nice, Annette. Alright, 42% chance to deduce something.
You fail to deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
Fail.
You were very small.
Come on, don't be silly. That's not a proper deduction.
See you around. Damn it. We couldn't deduce anything. This is a
No deduction.
failure.
Failure. Why do we ever roll 2d6 if we always roll sub 4?
Where are the weighted dice? Oh, they got the music in here.
Is that right, Rob? Let me walk up here real quick.
Tome of Fascist Magic? What does that mean?
Buy it, buy it.
Ethan, would you buy a Tome of Fascist Magic?
Who wouldn't?
True. I think we can find a copy of a city map here.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Look through the shelf.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
That's sad. How does that
It
work?
serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
What is she talking about?
Several maps have been
Map,
attached
map, map,
to a
map,
bulletin
map.
board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Let's look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Oh. Can you see cities on the
You
islands?
can. On Caillou, Revachol, a single black star. On Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu. On Archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers. On Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian,
Your video
unknown
feed's
to
still
you.
coming through.
You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars,
Yeah.
gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent.
Dang.
Whatever they are,
It does say impossible.
Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Also impossible conceptualization. Look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour. Even the whirling in rag is there.
Can I buy these
I'm
maps?
sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so
That old
cheap?
thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
I need 90 cents. I only have 37 cents.
How many bottles do you have?
The
None.
plaque on the shelf reads, biographies of
Oh no, what does it
famous
say?
people.
Oh.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Anything of note on the
I would
shelf?
say the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
What is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Great.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Oh, I cannot buy that.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it
High
about?
Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs
Oh
and
no.
cocaine into the other.
That's not good for you.
Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
I don't like this lady too much, I'll be honest. We got one more shelf to look at.
Still haven't talked to her.
These
alright.
shelves are overburdened with books from the same series.
Oh
You
no.
see the name
Dick Mullen.
over and over.
What's all this crime
Oh,
fiction?
crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Look through the display.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder
Will not
in the
show you
Orchard.
any money.
The Sordid
What,
Affair
Sky?
of Dick Mullen.
I will not show you any money.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Are there any more?
Yes. There's also
Dick Mullen always
the dame
dies.
who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. Tragedy calls. for
There's a
Dick
lot of
Mullen.
these.
Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen.
In
the
order to
murderer.
catch a murderer,
In order to
he had to
catch him
become a
after all
murderer.
this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Alright, 42%. Who is Dick Mullen?
Your quick eye
Yes!
notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
What do we have here?
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to
Could
me?
it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
There's gotta be something else.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
That's not it
Is
either.
it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
That's not what's
Yes,
happening.
it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious.
Dang.
Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Something the matter, detective?
Oh no. All good here. Casually adjust
The
your pants.
lieutenant nods. You think you detect the faintest trace of a grin on his face, but you can't say for certain.
Well, I definitely don't have all the money for these books here. You'd think a 90-cent map would be attainable. Alright, let's talk to this lady.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Can you give me some money?
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
I think she's a conservative.
Certainly, there are good things to be said about dependence.
You misunderstand me. I'm a powerful feudal lord. I demand tribute. It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our
Now,
common
hey
enemy.
there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Fighting enemy. My philosophy is everyone just getting along.
Are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
What if I want to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
What type of books do you
Everything
have?
is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
Okay.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
10.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child
You
labor.
must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
Depends. How much do you pay the
Good,
kid?
sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
In some more developed countries, this sort of thing is 2 felonies: child labor and
Those
slavery.
countries will realise they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
We gotta figure out if this place is cursed.
Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about? Hey, psst,
Look around.
hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the
You
street?
keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of these.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Should we do communism?
Are you a communist?
Failure. It's about failure.
I don't do failure.
Of course you do. You are
So
failure.
you're a communist.
You are communism. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive.
Not too late to become
800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly
You're a
well-organized ruling
communist.
class. You against the atom, the charm and the spin.
This guy narrating
Where
right now.
The whole world failed. Matter failed.
I am the
Now
last
get to
communist.
work, comrade.
I'm opting in.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal
Yes.
wagons ready.
Communist.
Didn't you
Firing
already
squads.
opt in the sad cop?
You didn't say anything about
Too late
those.
to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Did you not opt in the sad cop already?
That's separate. Check it. That's the cop thing. That's the political thing. So I have 5 communist points, 1 fascist points, 1 ultra liberal point, and 2 moralist points.
Ultra liberal?
Apparently.
You need 10 more experience points. That's one encyclopedia.
So I could get a -2 to virtual calculus.
Visual calculus.
That's what I meant to say.
But it's not what you said.
But what does getting a -2 to visual calculus do for you?
You know, let's just try it out since it's the communism.
What else? What does it all say?
It's just talking about communism.
So it doesn't do anything for you except for make you worse at visual
It
calculus.
says problem and then it says solution, so I think after the research time it'll do something. So now we only have 3, but it's okay. Reminds me of Cultist Simulator a little bit.
A small mountain.
Board
of
games!
colourful board
Sky,
game
this is your
boxes.
time.
There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What is
An endless
Can't
variety
even
of
say
source
that.
books, lore books, and
Oh,
codices
is this
littered
Dungeons
the
and
table.
Dragons?
The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
What catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side panel notes a fantastic adventure board game, new maps and miniatures.
25
Sticker on
real.
it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition mega setting supplement, so it makes sense. Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who'd want to have children with me?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally
Oh my God.
colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
I don't have any money. Where's the money build?
What kind of jacket do I need for money?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Here's the
She
curse.
looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold. It's about the
No,
curse.
it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtain.
I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate
You
beyond the
do?
threshold.
My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Ooh.
Should I open it?
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance.
Why are you so
and
uptight about the
biographies of
curtains?
famous people. I already told you, it's just a storage room for
You're lying.
employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
It's not like it's cursed, right?
No! Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
How does this curse manifest
The
itself?
curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Annette mentioned the previous tenants have experienced financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Why didn't you tell me right away it's the
It's
curse?
not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words. Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Don't worry, I have a raincoat. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant a part of the words as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store.
She's really
I
into
had the books
spells.
anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
I agree. Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate and see if the curse is real.
Certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess.
Dang it, I want the
Stay
ghost
away.
case.
Leave the
Okay.
spirits be.
I
so
don't
they
need
can
you to take the
return to
case
their
because I
slumber.
know it's real.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Time to fire
No!
up the old lie machine. Yes, you do. The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Dang it, I got negative
Every
1 to the
now
roll
and
for
then,
giving
she
smart-ass
raises her
parenting
glasses.
advice.
Oh,
I want to retry that so bad.
you could just
You
charge
see
him.
a tattered set of curtains
could what?
and a polyhedron-shaped
You could
cage-like
just charge
trinket.
him.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron.
Bone,
assembled
stick,
from
straw,
bones,
a fish
sticks.
head.
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
Who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The
What's
curtains
behind the
remain
curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the...
She speaks almost as if she's trying.
Yes,
Oddly
she's
enough,
got
The more she
spells.
tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
I can't believe I lost a 72% check.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of voice. Night, y'all.
Night, good to see ya.
Good to see ya.
Can you believe I failed the 72% check?
Yeah.
Oh, a viewfinder. We can retry those checks later, by the way, though. I want to level up.
You need 10 more experience points.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the feet. The white suede
Oops.
feels luxurious. A
What's in the
metallic
toolbox
drawer
again?
slides out from under the seat.
Chain cutters,
Into
a
place.
flashlight.
The tools in it's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise. The handles are long and sleek. The pry bar feels cold and heavy. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The pull-out toolbox.
I took
slides
all the
back
tools.
into its nest.
Pick up the
Breathe.
radio again.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Let's run the serial number from the pair of armored
Sure,
boots.
officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
Alright.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
Call back
The
tomorrow.
International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside
What?
EPIS and the coalition government.
Alright, let's talk to the
It will
Lazarus.
take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
I'm in a bad way, Doc, a real bad way.
It's you.
You know who I am?
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
I've been such a bother to you, I'm sorry.
Spare me
Oh,
the
no.
sad, drunken blubbering and get on with it. What's your complaint?
I lost my memory, all of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised? Anything
What
else?
I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Is there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? You want the
Can't
real,
handle that right now.
honest to God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Yes, there's no end. Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I got more important things to do.
They won't tell me my name. I leveled
Anything
up.
else I can help you with, officer?
Please connect me to the 41st again.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'm in dire need of financial assistance.
10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
What does he want?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
I'm begging you, I don't have a place to sleep tonight.
He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vigmar said...
It's paramount to the investigation. You grant me more money.
He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that.
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
I've already done this. I've already done
10-4,
this.
Sir, that's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12.
Okay, okay.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Tap on the fuel preheater
As you
gauge.
tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Close the door. Well...
Time to level up.
I really want to buy a map. These are all the checks I've failed that I can retry again. Oh, those on white are available to try now.
Wow.
So...
You can go back to the map wall.
Oh, I guess that means I could ask Kuno again? Or try to empathy Kuno?
On the hard chat?
Right. Should I increase hand-eye coordination?
You can increase encyclopedia.
I don't want to do that. I hate to tell you.
You could do rhetoric.
Physical instrument would help me beat up that dude. This is gonna help me. I promise. I just want to test this check thing out, because I thought I had to like come back way later to retry checks.
Does Kuno care?
Oh no, it works.
Kuno.
Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot it down. You ready?
The man before you is naked.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
How? Yes, the buckle.
Yeah. No miss. The pigs will miss Kuno.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
This is different than last time.
Silence. With and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel. separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a keel.
We didn't get the prompt that told us to tell him to do the,
position, taking aim.
you know.
The corner of his eye. The kid's voice is drowned in a
You know what I'm talking about?
blast. That
God damn it.
Prompt for what?
There was like a check that we passed to point out that the bullet was weak, but we didn't get it this time. Oh, you know why? It was visual calculus.
I have to say, it's
Kim pointed out
bad.
the
Go
bug.
ahead.
Yeah, he did, but last time we did.
the cold.
Alright, here we go.
You just shoot yourself in your mouth. At least you won't miss.
Close your left eye
Your
first.
field of view narrows. The branch slowly.
How did I not see that last time?
becoming entirely two-dimensional.
Maybe
The
it
metal
wasn't there.
buckle glimmers, catching the
Too
new
hungry.
light.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Let's go.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces.
Can I get a let's
coming
go?
Loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
Oh no.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
We leveled up again. You've been pleased. How did I do
I'm
that?
being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
Oh, he's gonna give me a high
Ace is
five.
high, a custom invented by the
Oh, first we get a little
aerostatic
trivia.
brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Slap it. Yeah.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
What now?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me. It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait, field autopsy?
Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I can't say I'm fully satisfied with that part. We should search for prints, maybe. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Don't we have someone else for the autopsy, like a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Yes, I feel like a
Your
detective.
station would not have assigned you the case otherwise. This case is important.
Give him back
In the
his
meantime,
gun.
we should try to interview Evrard Claire, the leader of the union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Wow.
Save the game.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. I'm thinking I might try to go talk to Joyce again for a second.
You don't want to do a quick field autopsy?
I might do that. I would love to.
Plot cabinet?
Huh?
Plot cabinet?
I would like to internalize this thought. Oh, here there's slots for that. I never saw that, actually, till right now. Spend 1 skill point to unlock a new slot? Oh no! I would much rather internalize... Oh, these are... Oh, you can do more than one at once. Well, I'm glad I clicked that. What skill should we increase?
Encyclopedia?
Is that what you're gonna say every time? I'm gonna do physical instrument.
What about suggestion?
Why?
My favorite trees are the top 2.
I really like this purple tree, honestly. But my archetype is supposed to be strong, smart person. Can't you see?
You haven't upgraded any smart ones.
That's because they're already super high. Should I stream Majora's Mask or should I play the 3D one on the 3DS?
I should probably play the 3D one.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially since you're used to the controls.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Oh, I get +2 to this roll because of the thing I'm researching. I'm gonna save and do it.
You're back. Good.
Voila! You're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Can I have some money, ma'am?
Of course. How much do you need?
What?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I need 60 real.
That's a good sum. Not too small. Not fantastically large.
Let's go.
She removes a few notes.
Let's
The
go.
paper is cold.
And you couldn't do it before because you felt
I
shame.
hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
Funny that you're worried about this and not your ruthless exploitation of the entire human race.
Howdy doody.
Who's
I
here?
should be asleep. My back hurts too bad, so I can't sleep. How's it going?
You need to get a little thing called biofreeze.
Or
I have a
chiropractor.
heating pad.
You're right, man, that donations
It
are
said this
permitted
pain may
under the
persist
Emergency Act,
for
and seen
days
as it may be,
to weeks.
as long as they're properly
Oh,
loaded with
no.
everything.
Yeah.
Which he most
Wait, what?
certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today? Besides
get
supplementing its salaries.
I didn't hear you. You said what about days to weeks? The game audio couldn't hear you.
That my back pain might last for days to weeks.
That's a long time, I'm gonna say. I just asked this rich lady for $60 and she gave it to me. So that's pretty cool, right?
I had to kick Salem out because he was making too much noise.
Oh no.
I'm trying not to feed him as much because I feel like he's a little fat. But he tried to get into his food bag, and I said, "Okay, I gotta kick
Of
him out
course.
now."
Oh.
The scabs? You mean the huddle if they were
I think
organised
he
by
learned how to
Wild
eat from
Pines
the
or
dog
its
because he
affiliates?
just inhales
Then it
everything
would be a
and starts
company
coughing
secret.
just like her.
I could not.
It's implied she's open to
sense.
discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
But she has a reason because she was a stray. He's been
Of
perfectly
course.
fed all his life.
How else? I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol. Of course, the situation
Oh,
is
that's a red
extremely
check.
volatile. The sooner
The
we
white
can
check
speak
was the
about this
money.
lynching business,
I
the
thought the
better
white
for
check
all of
was
us.
convincing her to tell us about the murder. But do you know something about these
That's
tattoos?
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
I started reading a new webtoon, Sky.
Whoa. A new one?
Better
Well,
not
it's
tie
not
the
new,
full stay
but
to
it's
the
new
back
to me.
staleness.
It's Sweet
I
Home.
hope there is something else I can
Oh,
help
yeah?
you with.
Yep. Pretty interesting.
We got some
Not
money.
the zombie one, is it?
Kinda, but not really.
Is it or is it not the zombie one?
It's not zombies, but it's kind of close to that.
So it's about. Is not this murderer dead?
What?
Sweet Home
Alabama.
author has made 2 big webtoons. One of them's the zombie one, the other one's about a murder death.
The one is called Sweet. Oh, there's 2 different Sweet Homes.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
I see 1 Sweet Home.
I get why you said Alabama. Is it the zombie one, Kaylee?
It's not zombies.
It is though.
It's not though.
I have to
It's
perform a
really
field
not.
autopsy.
I'm on episode
There are several
66.
footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to
Now I
12
have to
pairs
wait
have
for the
walked.
free episodes, but I don't think I can do that.
You have to.
The rotting
3
man
episodes a
lies
day.
on his side,
take me a
with
long
his eyes looking straight
And I don't
through
read
you.
webtoon every day. I
The
usually
belt
take
is
breaks
still
and I come
around
back
his
and I
neck.
binge everything,
His
you know?
body is supine and
Well, I don't know
open to
what you mean.
intrusion. By autopsy, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Time for the field autopsy.
I hate heat, but I need the heat
Come on,
for my
officer.
back to feel
You know
fine.
what a field autopsy is.
So I'm
You've done 100 of
struggling.
them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers,
Why I
the dormant
asked
shield
if you read
volcano,
if it was
Corpus
which one
Mundi,
was because I
is
read the other
world's
one.
highest
And-
summit.
What
And the
other
failure
one?
of
There's
the
only
38th
one.
single,
Not
Every
the other
this
Sweet
song
Home. The author
to
has
crack
2
the top
series.
20
I
was
read the
death
other
knell
series.
of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
There's, the author has
Unfortunately,
like 4.
no.
But what about the murder death?
Let's not go glove hunting, please.
So
Let's
was
use
it
division of
Pigpen?
labor. I perform the anatomical side,
Not that
while you take notes. Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copy of paper.
Okay.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger.
About
The
bastard
bright
stuff?
red paper
Yeah.
is covered in boxes and lists, describing above those an 11 field info form
They
needs
just
filling out
put out
first.
a comic
It begins
called
with
Shotgun Boy. That's what I
That's you.
started reading, and then I was like, oh,
the
what's
corpse
this?
is
Sweet Home?
indifferent
I'll
to your
read this.
scribblings. It just lies there. The next box says
KK57 dash 08.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57,
Well, I guess
followed by his
sleep
date
now.
0803 and time of arrival
Good
0815
night,
on the
guys.
scene.
Good night, Kaylee. Love
His
you. Feel
index
better.
finger- That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Oh, that's so nice of him. He put his initials because we put our initials.
Next, NA. Next, NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
I guess Kim's better at this than us.
Fucky, fucky!
Oh no.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Why would I do either of these other 2 things?
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature.
Why does
a
this have to
holdout
do
for
with composure?
pre-glorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
we should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem.
See, this is why we shouldn't have tried to pull it off.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.
I already got that,
One
Kim.
below. Dot. One triple.
Kim, I already got that.
The lines between the plates are in the
Good
shape
thing what?
of the alphanumeric.
You didn't lie to him.
Oh, he would have noticed, yeah.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
I will not touch the corpse.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem.
Haha, low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Oh my god, write it down, but amend for high velocity.
Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now...
I'm glad I got all those tools out of the car, huh?
Yeah, what do you use left?
We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully. With as much precision.
Oh no!
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head up.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Oh, nice.
Don't miss the 30. Don't hit the 28%.
I'm gonna look for a good spot
The
to
belt
cut.
is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. After some deliberation, you sink the
See,
cutter
this is why
into
we
the knot,
upgraded
tying
physical
the bolt
instrument.
together. You squeeze the rubber handles together,
Not encyclopedia.
sweat forming on your brow.
Right.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Unfortunate.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The Entry point is the back.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
What a wild estimation.
Last item, hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
I really like the voice acting.
Yeah.
Let's do the description of injuries before we do an internal examination. How about that?
I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external and internal examination first, thoroughly.
Fine.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Should I do this?
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply. I'm gonna write NA.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently.
What's a hyoid bone?
Smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips.
A what
black
bone?
Hyoid?
I don't know.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory
Oh, he
system.
had more points in encyclopedia.
I know, right?